Hello, this is Roshni Venugopal, UR14CS121, and this is my web technology lab exercise number 5, JavaScript, DOM elements and events. So here we'll be doing 6 questions. The first question deals with a string. So string, it will accept a string from the user and it will check for the longest and the shortest string. And then this uses the function split and dot length. So okay, next question is BMI calculator. In BMI calculator we'll be taking input from the user for height and weight, and the score will be calculated, and accordingly the person will be notified if the BMI. And the third one is fruit farm. In fruit farm, we will take input from the user for the number of rows and columns that he wants for his fruit farm. And with the help of math.random and math.floor, the concept of math.random is taken, and the number has been generated, which will help us with the choosing randomly orange or the apple and displaying it in the array. Next is currency converter from US dollar to Indian rupees. So that in this the selected option is taken, is stored, and then on click the button convert is called, and it will convert the values. Next is coin flip. In coin flip, when the button is clicked, the coin flips, that is from heads to tails, and then we will keep a count of that also. The last one is birthday order. So how many of our cakes we need, the size of the cake and the tip percent is also decided, and then the price has been calculated. So let us look into the code. This is our code. First, let us look for the BMI calculator. This is my BMI calculator, and over here we can see that I have the height and weight input text. So ID is weight and height respectively, and whenever in the script tag we have the function calculate. So whenever the button has been clicked over here, this function will be triggered and it will start executing. So over here we can see that h, in the variable h, the height will be stored from the text box and weight will be stored in w, and the score has been calculated using the formula, and whatever is coming, the range is coming for the user, accordingly the BMI will be shown. For example, this is our thing. So weight, suppose it is 56 and height is 1.62. So normal, so we get the answer like that. And then next we'll look into fruit farm. So in fruit farm, from the user we are taking the number of rows and number of columns as input and store it in the text boxes, and the grow button, when it is clicked, will go into the function. So in the script tag, in the function grow, we have row and column. And row, the value will be stored into this variable, and column, whatever the input has user has been inputted, it will be saved in column. So using two for loops, we are going to generate two arrays, an array of fruit farm, of array of fruits. So inside the for loop I have given math.floor, math.random into 2 plus 0. Now what this basically means is that a random number will be generated, and then after generating the random number we are multiplying it by 2. So what happens is, whenever we multiply it by 2, the range goes from 0 to 0 point something to 1 point something. So whenever we take the floor of it, math.floor of it, our answer will be either a 0 or a 1. So that is why we have given the conditions if number is equal to 0 and number is equal to 1. So we randomly generate a number, and accordingly, for if it is 0, we'll give apple as the output, and if it is 1, we'll give orange as the output. Now let us see how this works. This is the fruit farm. Number of rows suppose 3. Number of columns it is 4. We'll plant the garden, and here we can see there are 3 rows and 4 columns, and randomly fruits have been generated according to the formula. Next is convert money. So we are converting the US dollar into Indian rupees and vice versa. So first, from the drop down menu, we will take ask the chooser to choose their preference, and on click the convert button is being called. So first what we are doing is, from the here is the from ID. So whenever the from ID, whatever the person is taking, it will get stored into index. So if that index is equal to US dollar, then the amount will be calculated accordingly, and if it is equal to Indian rupees, again the amount will be calculated in this manner. So let us see. Over here I have put values, suppose 789 Indian rupees, US dollars, Indian rupees, and convert. So here we can see the value coming. Next is the length of the string. So in length of the string, we have the two functions, longest word and shortest word. The longest word, we have given the string, and with the help of split function, we'll split this long string into into arrays, and the split function works wherever the spaces are given. Now we have initialized longest as 0, as index 0, and in the for loop we have given the condition if 0 is less than the length of the current string, then the longest will become the current string length. And also for the shortest, similarly, if it is less than the current one is the next one is greater than the first one, then the shortest will be the first one dot length. So let us see the output for this one. Whenever I click on longest, this will come up, and shortest is this. So our input is hello, this is Roshni. So in this, Roshni is the string with the highest number of letters, and therefore for the longest that will be displayed, and this is the smallest string, and for shortest it will be displayed. Next is heads and tails. So heads and tails, what we are doing is that we are we have one button which will on click call the flip function. Inside the flip function, we are generating a random number by the same concept, and then if number is equal to 1, so over here I have added a +1 to it, so that the range goes from 1 point something to 2 point something. So over here we have number is equal to 1. If it is number is equal to 1, then a count of heads will be increased, and then heads will be displayed. But if it is 2, the count of tails will be increased by 1, and the tails part of the coin will be shown. So here, when it is flipped, the heads is coming, again heads. So whenever tails comes, the tails count will increase, and whenever heads is shown, the heads count will be increased. The last one is the cake order. So here we'll take 3 inputs, the number of small cakes, medium and large cakes, and then the tips also, how much ever the person has to, user has to give, will be chosen, and it will be stored, and then the name of the radio button is tip. So over here we will see what happens when we click on the button. So cake, the price will be generated like this. Over here, small, medium and large, the values are stored in over here, and the price will be generated with small into 100, so 100 rupees for each small, 200 rupees for each medium, and 400 for each large. And after that, the taxes are uh, 0.9% of the tax is added. Over here we can see that we have calculated the tax and then added with the original price. Then last is we calculate the tip. So whatever the person has given, over here we can see the name of the radio button is tip. So input name is equal to tip, checked, whatever is checked, that value will be taken and saved in tip. And here the calculation is given and the price has been generated. Let us see. Number of small cakes, suppose 10, 20 and 10. And the tip I'll be giving is 15%. Calculate order. So this is our total price for the cake order, the last one. This is my lab experiment number 5. Thank you.